Well, everyone wants to have the yard and garden that's the envy of the neighborhood. Every month, our friend Perry from Classic Landscapes joins us. So Perry, thanks so much for being here. You're here more than I am, so I'm going to let you do all the talking here. You've got 3 pairs of custom designed planters, am I right?
Yeah, it's true. What I did is I brought singles of one. I got a pair here trying to not take up the whole area, but
you can take as much as you want. This is gorgeous.
One of the things that's really popular, is really gaining steam, is the idea that we want to have planters up front, and maybe we have them on the front porch or perhaps on either side of the garage, just so we want to look, but having a seasonal look that changes with the changing seasons. And so what I've got here on the right is actually kind of a grass, sunflower, pumpkin already sort of vibe, something obviously timely coming out of Thanksgiving Day and as we head towards Halloween. And so it gives you sort of that fall vibe, a lot of oranges, deep red colors. Again, a really good look. But the idea is being that we have, a smaller planter in the front. And what we do with that is we actually take it and we fit it in to a planter. So we just use them as inserts. So what you can do is you can have your same planters and you just swap them out. And you can do it at different times of the year. Obviously, this has a Thanksgiving vibe.
Yes.
And again, different sizes. You don't have to put them into another planter, but it gives you that option of having something that looks like you're on top of it all the time, yet it's something that's really easy to swap out and doesn't require sort of maybe as much work throughout the year.
Yeah, and I was going to say, obviously, compared to maybe like live plants and doing all that swapping, like this is obviously a much more cleaner and easier way to go.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously live plants this time of year are going to start to degrade in terms of how they look. Right. And so when we look at having grasses and things, obviously these ones are permanent botanicals, and they can actually get treated as well with UV. And so they have a UV protector, so they'll last longer in the sun. These ones aren't so much of a requirement when we talk about the fall, but definitely ones you're going to want going through the winter. And I know live greens are big, where you get like cedar boughs, pine and spruce, and we can make live arrangements. And the advantage of a live arrangement is that, of course, it smells great and and it works. But on the downside, even though they will freeze in for the winter, if you get some warming periods through the winter, which we can, they can dry out, and so they'll start to look a bit tired and spent, and even look like they're drying out and dying a bit. Whereas if you have them in the main part of the season where you can keep them watered, you can keep them fresher for longer, or you can have them inside as well.
Gotcha. Is it safe to say, or actually you tell me, maybe there's still some questions about of what is it still appropriate to plant anything at this time of year?
Yeah, it's a great question. I get that asked a lot, and you can still plant. And so I know it's getting a little cooler, and you were just talking about it, but the idea that we can have beautiful arrangements, whether they're planters like this, and we work in things like geraniums, and even cedars and different things, kind of has that cranberry look for the winter. Yeah. Now, if we're talking about live plants, we want to finish off a shrub area, maybe plant a tree. A lot of times we'll see people moving into new homes. They want to get that landscape deposit back, and so you can definitely plant now. As long as the ground isn't frozen, you can dig. Same kind of rules apply. Dig a larger hole than the pot, have some nice soil around it. I would say we're going to have a couple more weeks for sure. Once we start getting into November, you might want to say it's a bit late for you, but you have a couple weeks, but I would get on it now if it's something you want to complete for this season.
That's awesome. Perry, always a pleasure having you. Thanks so much for doing this.
I'm always happy to be here.
Awesome. So for more information, especially great ideas on how you can decorate your home, you can check out Classic Landscapes and Classic Gardens at their 2 locations. For more information, you can visit them online at either classicgardens.ca.